Hello and welcome back to Misery Loves Mandy, where comedians talk about miserable moments and whether or not they made them into jokes. This week's comic is visiting from New York, so I was so happy to have her on. Make sure to check out Riley Lassin. We had so much fun. We talked about bloody nose jobs. You'll learn more about it. Russian doll dilators, physical therapy, why I got my kickball team suspended, and much more. So please make sure to like and subscribe, share with a friend, and check out the Patreon. Okay, wait, so I'm so intrigued.
Yes.
I didn't know. So 2 years ago, I got, I lost my eyebrow hairs. And they said it was
Was it
alopecia from stress.
Okay.
So I get shots, but I changed my insurance, and now I can't afford the shots because they're so expensive. So it just, now it's patches, and it's not like the full thing. It just jumped to the other eyebrow. Maybe 6 months ago. And they said I was supposed to stay at the one.
So
and I was like,
that's jumping. It's like, come on.
Well, I will stay.
Right.
We've dealt with this one.
Right.
But wait, I didn't know that because this episode will be, So I just did an episode with two of my girlfriends, and they both have, it's PCOS?
PCOS, yeah. Polycystic ovarian syndrome.
And they were all talking about it, and I don't know much about it.
Yeah, it's very common.
It seems
very
like it's
common.
common.
I think even more and more now, women are finding out. 'Cause
Yeah.
before they're like, oh, your labs are fine, everything's fine. But they're like, okay, then why do I feel crappy?
Mm-hmm.
Why am I gaining weight? Why is
Yeah.
my hair falling out? Why can't I get pregnant? There's all these symptoms. And eventually it's like, oh, no, you have PCOS.
So how are you supposed to get tested for it? They said it's an ultrasound?
Well, I was lucky, but I was lucky enough where I was 12, 13, where I got a cyst on my ovary.
Okay.
And it burst.
Oh.
And I was I remember I was on the floor of my living room just screaming, and my mom's like, what the what is going I'm 13, I'm freaking out, and she's like, what's going on? And I didn't have a gynecologist.
Yeah, 13.
Because you're 13. Yeah.
I didn't go till I was 15, and I was still young.
Right. And that's still very, because
Yeah.
most women don't go till they want to get pregnant or they're having sex, right? So she took me to her gynecologist.
I was having sex at 15.
So you were having sex at 15?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
One person. But
Oh, okay. You had a lot
my first boyfriend.
first boyfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he did break up with me right before we had sex. You guys.
Right before you had Okay, they must know about this. I didn't know about this. That's crazy.
No, they actually don't.
They do.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It was my first long-term boyfriend, and then he broke up with me, and then he took my virginity after.
Oh my God.
And then we kept having sex, and then he became a man whore.
Well,
Wow. We were, and it was hard. But
were you guys the same years?
He was older. And he had his license. No, I don't regret anything. He was amazing. We're on great terms.
Okay.
We're both young and stupid.
But because you're in high school.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
In high school, I remember kissing a boy for the first time, and I was like, "Ah." I grew up very in a small bubble.
So okay. I was gonna say small town or small bubble.
I went to a Jewish day school,
Okay.
private school, and it was 24 kids in our grade. That was it.
Very small.
Very small. But then I went to a public high school.
World's a turn.
But it was also it was still in a smallish town. The town all kind of knew each other. It was a big high school, but it still felt like a bubble.
Okay.
It's called Cherry Hill, and it's right outside Philly.
So if you hooked up with somebody, everyone would know, type of thing.
Probably, yeah. It was very like that. But I didn't really. I had my first boyfriend freshman year of high school, and then that was it. It was 2 months, and after that I was I have to focus on me, and I haven't had a boyfriend since. Really. I'm 30 now, and I haven't had a. And how's that going for you, 14-year-old Riley? I've had situationships that have lasted years.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, that's like a boyfriend. I'm like, yeah, but none of them took me out for dinner.
Oh, it's fucked up.
I was like, I just want some dinner.
Yeah.
Can we go out? And it's like, how would we just order it? I'm like,
oh God.
But I've had a lot of those.
Yeah.
Not some really nice guys, but nothing like here's my boyfriend. Like, here's Tim. He's gonna stay for an hour, then maybe leave, and I'll hit him up later. You know what I mean?
But
It's
you
like
could do
one of
better than a
those.
Tim. Come on. You waited too long for it to be a Tim. For a Tim. Oh yeah, Tim was the bad one.
Yeah, Tim's like a situationship.
Okay, then
I've never been with a Tim in my life.
Yeah,
but
but it's him.
It's him. Like, that's how, you know what I mean? Like, oh, we'll see if he comes.
Yeah.
If not, I'll probably hit him up at midnight. See if he's up.
Oh my God.
I've had a lot of those.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but I'm like 30. I'm turning 31 soon. I'm like,
you're ready.
I'm so ready. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm just like, that's the thing. I'm like, I don't want to go out anymore. I don't want to talk to people. Like, the apps are cute and I appreciate them and I respect them, but like, I'm so done with morning.
Yeah.
How's your day going? I'm done.
Yeah. That's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
That's why, like, I was so excited, like, when my boyfriend and I finally moved in, because my ex, I was together for a
mazel.
long time, and he, like, every time I'd mention, like, oh, we should, like, do something, he would just, like, pretend like he didn't hear me. It was, like, really toxic that I didn't realize it was toxic.
That's crazy.
Like, I remember twice, like, being like, we should move in together.
Yeah.
And then he just, I'm like, he must have heard me, right? It's just us two in the car.
Oh, he actually pretended like he didn't hear you.
Yeah.
That's like, you're taking away like a sensory. That's crazy.
It was crazy.
That's insane that he. Whoa, I would be like, did I say it?
That's what I'm
Was it
saying.
in my head.
I
That's
legit
like
thought I
another
didn't
level of
say it.
gaslighting. That's a whole. That's like you're. That's crazy.
I know.
That's like he created a whole other character. That's insane.
We broke up that following year.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yes, me too.
Thank God. He probably still over here not listening. That's cool, crazy.
But yeah, I was
Pretending
like,
not to hear.
But that's like, I was like, my next boyfriend, I was like, I can't like keep being like my place or your place or packing my bags.
Right.
Or like, I'm like, it is so exhausting. Like that is so tiring.
Constantly having to try. And that's kind of what it is. And
Yeah.
granted, I've never really tried. So like, my friends are like, Riley, you've never even had like a serious relationship. Like, you should just try it. I love that. I love that my friends are like, they get me now. My family like, you should just like see what it's like. Because before, if
Test
you
it
told me
out.
like you should do this, I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. But then if you tell me like, oh, like just see what it's like, I'd be like, you know, let me just try it out.
But I think 30 is the perfect age to start like dating.
Figuring it, yeah.
Because until I was 30, I did not know who I was. Or the moment I turned 30, or 30 was the hardest year I think of my life, figuring out who I was.
Okay.
And then after the 30s, I was like, oh, I'm so much more grounded and ready. And before that, I was like, I felt like I was like an overwhelmed, wild, like not wild, but like wild, like chaotic feeling.
Right. And like, I feel like I wonder if I would choose somebody maybe in the last couple years that would have not been right for me.
For sure.
And my mom said that. She's like, I feel like you're at that age. Like I have a group of I have friends now that I know I can trust.
Yeah.
Respect me. I respect that. Like I'm very like you said, like I feel more stable. Granted, like career wise, everything else is like
We're not talking about
my life,
career.
right? But like friends, like people in my life.
Yeah.
I'm feeling very stable. So I'm like, okay, so maybe I can now choose or be with someone that will be better for me. So yeah, you're 100% right. Yeah.
So I think no regrets of 14 to 30. Take it a time for yourself. I think.
At 14, I'm like, I got to focus on myself.
Also, what
15 years
14-year-old
later,
says that?
15 years later, I'm like, still focusing.
You're freaking Buddha by now.
you would think. No, sadly not.
It's so funny. Okay, so wait, 14, you went to the gyno.
Oh, yeah, okay. So that's where it all started. 14, you know. Honestly, I think about all the time. I'm like, it was such a... Because they had to do an emergency pap smear. And I don't think I've ever said this on I wonder if I have. It's...
Oh, no. First, emergency pap smear.
So emergency pap
never
smear
the emergency
is
one
spooky,
before.
right? Like pap smears at 30. I'm like, oh my God, but pap smear at 13, 14, you're just, it was insane. But then she was like, she's like, okay, I'm gonna have to put my finger in your
Did she say that?
in your butt.
In your butt?
Because she had to figure, like, I guess she was looking for something else too.
And
I literally was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And my mom's right there. She goes, you have to do what?
What? Yeah, it's
Like, I never had a boyfriend, and I'm also like, okay, excuse me. Like, I never put a tampon there. I've never done nothing.
Oh my God.
So I remembered like being like, oh, this is not good. And that was very, and I look back and that was like not good. Like as a young girl, I was like freaking out because I'm in pain. This is happening. But that's when she found the cyst, and she's
in
like,
the butt or the vagina?
you know what? To this day, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not sure where she found it. I think she was looking for something else that could have been wrong. But like everything was clear.
I'm sure she had to do the butt. I don't think she just
was like, okay, let's cover it all.
We're gonna tell ourselves she had to do the butt.
Had to do, but for like, I remember she said it was for something else, and I was like, okay, but I was glad because apparently that would have been bad.
Yeah.
But the cyst was fine because the cyst was like, okay, this probably means you have PCOS. Mm-hmm. And so I did an ultrasound. There's other cysts, and then they tested my like hormone levels and everything like looked towards PCOS, like my testosterone levels. I have hairy arms. My hair, I was like, I was like little mustache.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She's like, are you hairy? And my mom's like, this bitch is so hairy. But like my hair was thinning a little bit on my head, but not really. Like I had very thick hair growing up, and all of a sudden it was like thinning a little bit. It wasn't terrible, but everything was pointing towards PCOS. My periods were all over the place, so they put me on diabetes medication. It's called metformin.
Okay.
And
you're like, it's Ozempic.
Well, I take that now. I take Wegovy now.
Okay.
Right. Because
back then there wasn't.
There probably was Ozempic. Because my dad was on Ozempic for years for his diabetes.
Okay.
But metformin, I took metformin for like 10 years.
Wow.
And then I was like, I want to get off all medicine. Like 1 year, I was like, I don't want to do anything. So I went on like supplements. And my weight, it was just like insane. It was, I would breathe and I would gain 5 pounds. And I'm like, you know what? So when I went to my endocrinologist, she's like, have you heard of Ozempic? And I'm like, bitch, have I heard of it?
Wait, I don't know what an
everyone. Endocrinologist is like, it works with, I believe, like diabetes, PCOS.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the... Look at me. I have to do my research.
Mike,
and endocrinologist.
I can't even say it. Let's
the
watch
endocrine system. Yes.
Okay. A medical professional who specializes in diagnosing and treating disorders of the endocrine system. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Which makes sense.
That makes sense. Okay, that diabetes, thyroid conditions, cancers.
Okay, infertility, everything you were saying.
We have metabolic conditions, which is like PCOS. Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, I went back to her, and she was like, I feel like Ozempic, Wegovy, like one of those will probably be helpful.
Okay.
And I just remember like that's when everything was coming up about this, and I was so nervous. I was like, I don't know. She goes, Riley, if there was this about anything else, would you be scared? Like if I told you with any, I was like, true, because I'm on TikTok and I just see like everyone I was talking about Ozempic, whatever. But it's been so lovely, and it really helps with the cravings. It helps with my blood sugar.
That's good.
And it's great. Like I'm not like I probably on it for a long time. Like I don't think of it like, oh, I'm going to be on it for a month and lose 10 pounds. Like no, this is just part of my routine.
Which is probably the main use of it, like the correct use of it.
Well, you know, I understand like people that want to like the food noise is so hard. It's so hard, and I understand that. So that people that have that and they want to get rid of that, I'm like, go off.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't hate anyone.
Right. I'm like, go crazy. Yeah.
I just mean why they made it.
Oh sure. For diabetes, like my dad was like, he had a hard time getting the Ozempic when it was first booming, and that made me nervous because I was like, oh, okay, I see, you know, how this is working, and that made me nervous because I'm like, should I be taking it?
Yeah,
you know, because he needs it. But it's been working great for me.
That's
great. I was like, okay,
yeah,
it's been working great. But yeah, but PCOS. So I've had that for years now, and it's just part of everything. But I wear wigs because of the hair loss. I've worn wigs for like over 5 years, And I wear it every day. I wear them every single day.
Can you shout? Do you like wash the hair?
Oh, I'll take it off.
Okay.
I'll take it off. There's glueless and there's glue. Like this is the glueless,
Okay.
so I can just like pop it on and pop it off, which I love. Sometimes the glue like will like get sticky under lights, like on stage. I did an hour.
That's so funny.
I did an hour, and my girl she put the glue on, and I did an hour on stage like the next night. And I get off stage, and my mom was like, "Fix your hair, fix your hair." And I was like, "Why?" I go in the bathroom, my wig's just like slowly just going back, and I was like, oh, how long was this on stage for? Just because it's just my forehead, it just was like I was like, no. Oh, but I don't really do glue anymore, just because the lights. I'm like, okay, and it's easy just to pop it on. And pop
That's
it
great.
Off. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it looks so good.
Thank you.
It's crazy.
It's a new one. Yeah, thank you.
I've like my like this part has gotten thin, so I was like looking up all the things. Someone I saw the other day said they put their retinol on there for hair
I've seen that on
loss.
TikTok.
I haven't tried it yet, but I saw that. And then like the red light, not red light, but the infrared, there's like the zap.
Yes.
Have you done that?
Yeah, I've seen that. You know what? I'm so bad with like what to act, because I wear wigs now all the time that I'm like, whatever.
Yeah,
and my mom's like, no, you should like try. I'm like, okay. Because I know it's coming from inside of me. Like the call's coming from the like inside the house.
Yeah.
Like I know it's like inside what I have to fix. Like take vitamins, take supplements, whatever. But I know like the red light, like oils, like certain things help. So
I tried castor oil on my eyebrows for a long time.
Yeah.
It has not worked for me.
Okay.
But people swear by it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, easy.
And I've been putting on my eyebrows just for like, and my last, and then I was like, and then I do extensions, and I tried not having extensions for a month. I couldn't do it. I felt like a naked mole rat. I just was walking around. I was like, I need my extensions. I need it. It looks so bad.
I'm sure when you're used to them too.
Yeah, and I've worn them for years.
Yeah.
I felt like so pretty in them. And then I was like, I'm going to take them off and just be like natural and healthy. And then I was like, oh, fuck it. Like I had no nails. I was like, I hate this.
Oh, yeah. I have to have my nails, my long
nails,
because I have such stumpy fingers. Like without my God, when my fingernails are short, I feel like I look like I was gonna say I want to go play kickball, but I am on a kickball league, so that's
I
was about to make we're gonna go play kickball with friends. I'm like,
no,
I actually do.
Yeah, every Tuesday. Yeah. You play kickball on those nails?
Yeah.
Do they ever break?
Not yet.
Okay,
I'm new.
Good.
We started a league. I just telling Mike all about my kick. It's been a whole hating kickball, liking kickball, hate. All depends on the ref.
I love kickball.
It's fun if the ref is cool. My team just got suspended for.
I didn't know adult kickball teams could get suspended. What happened? Someone gonna fight?
Well, the ref was on the other team's side. And we had 2 games that night.
So this is political now.
It's got political. We're a comedy kickball team. The other team I think is improvisers, so it's pretty much stand up behavior versus improvers.
Oh my God.
So it's already off to a bad start, and I'm pretty sure all the refs are improvisers. So listen, it's not good.
It's like a movie.
It's not good.
This sounds like an Adam Sandler movie. What is it?
David Spade is the ref.
Will Ferrell is like, what is? That sounds very fun though.
It is fun, but this new ref, our good
no.
ref is gone, and this new ref sucks, and he looks pissed, and he's calling all the bad calls. So our team just like went off on him.
He's just in a character.
Yeah, I was like, this has got to be this is crazy. He's mad. He gets angry in his kickball team.
He's quiet.
What?
We got angry because his calls were so bad. So we all were snarky to him. I went snarky, and I felt my I don't know if you were like this when I was a kid, but I have so many scarring memories of like being like, I don't know, 8 to 15, saying mean things. Like getting upset, like someone was making fun of me and then saying something back and then being so embarrassed that I said that. And that's what I did at kickball the other day.
You loser. Like, you smell. Something silly?
Oh, yeah.
And
I was just like, this has gone too far.
This is crazy. So when's the next practice
we
or
don't
the next
know,
game?
Because we were
because you got suspended.
So So we got an email.
Your nails are so happy. They're like,
oh, thank God.
we live another day.
I know. We're only on week 2. These need to make it at least another week.
Oh, no. You got another. This is week 2?
Yeah.
They look good.
It's only because it's French. If you look close.
I know this is 2 weeks, but you can see
the white's still not bad.
Yeah. I just feel like a little baby. Like I hate
if you don't have.
If I don't like my hands, I'm just
right?
I hate it. And that's why I'm like, this is dirty, but like sucking dick. Like I like having
nice
nails.
Yeah. You don't want to look like you're.
I don't want little like.
Yeah.
I want like like look nice.
Yeah. How are you going to find a boyfriend without the nails?
That's what I told my mom.
Yeah.
She goes, "Right, you can't spend money on the nails." I was like, "How am I gonna find a boyfriend?" She goes, "Well."
You
haven't found one long this time.
Confidence. Yes. You can't have that without long nails.
Exactly.
I mean,
that's a great lesson.
Yeah, the ladies get it. This is it. My boyfriend did a new joke the other day, and he's a comedian.
Oh, very nice.
And he's on stage like, my girlfriend, when she sucks my dick, goes like this, and he was making a joke like it was like ooh,
oh,
like this, and then I was like, what was that joke? And he was like, you do that. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't even realize.
Wait.
Just one finger instead of a hand. Just like a little finger. And I thought about it. I figured out why.
Yeah, please tell me. Because I'm like, wait.
Because I like when guys go like no hands, when they're like want you to do no hands, but I really like having a little bit of control.
Oh, so you're like, okay, this is not like, a hand. This is a finger. I could see a guy being like, no hands, and you're like, and he's like, well, I guess that's fine, and they just like keep going.
So I figured out that's exactly how that became.
That's hilarious. Next time I ever give a hand, I would be like,
no hands.
Just fingers. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I was watching him on stage and I was
what was
like,
that?
You're
like, that was you.
Who would do that? And
That's
the audience
so
is laughing. I'm like, oh.
One time a guy I was seeing, well, it's nothing. A guy I was hooking up with
a Tim.
Yeah. For a while. We were hooking up and he started choking me and I was like, cool. And then as he's choking me, I was like, does he want me to choke him? Like, obviously, probably not. Like, you mentioned 2 people just choke each other.
Who runs out of breath first?
I know someone's going out. But, like, I didn't know what to do. And I didn't confidently was like, so I was like as he's choking me. And he just does this with his hand.
Oh,
like he put it away.
My God.
He's like, no, because I did it so slowly. Like I was down, like he's like,
no. He
maybe
pets you.
I wonder if I did it confidently, but like, what the fuck?
Yeah, maybe it's a good thing that you went slow.
What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do? Not hit me, just hit my hand away. Yeah. I know how that look. You're like, whoa, Riley, whoa. No, but like. I think you have to do things like more in bed. Like
you have to.
In my head, I'm just like, oh no, this is. I guess I'll try this.
Yeah, you have to really commit if you're gonna try something in bed.
Yeah, I feel like the commitment. I feel like it's also hot. Like I feel like people like it when if a guy tried to choke me and he was like, "Here I go." I'd be like, okay, don't even. I'd be like, don't even do it. Don't even. You're not committed. Yeah. Don't do it. But when they're committed, you're like, oh, this is sexy.
Yeah, it goes from really hot to a big turn off.
Right.
If there's not commitment there.
Yeah, it's 100%. Which is like, because I think about it now, I'm like, yeah, you're right. Anything that's like, I'm like, yeah, it's done confidently.
Mm-hmm. That's like when I first started dating my boyfriend. I was like, yeah, you got to be like, this is the new you. I'm like, you got to start off strong.
Confident. Yeah. And then I'll be in bed. I'm like, oh, no, I shouldn't have done that. That was silly.
Or I can't believe I did that.
Right. That was
silly. My God.
Because when you asked about like embarrassing.
Oh, yeah. You got some good ones? Oh, boy.
I was saying yesterday, I was telling like when I was getting my hair done, I was talking to my lady. I was like, oh, I'm thinking maybe like this story. And I was like telling her, and she goes, you got any other stories? And I was like, oh, I guess not that one.
Didn't like it.
Like, you ever tell somebody something?
Yeah.
Like a joke, like even like someone on comedy, like, oh, I'm like this joke, and they're like, oh, that's nice. You got anything else? I was like, no. Oh. But I told her this story, and she was like, this is crazy. And I was like, because it has to do like sexually that I think about all the time, because this was my first joke I ever tried.
Okay.
Like
ever?
Sexually, like a sexual, like
dirty joke.
Dirty joke. I tried on stage, and it was my second time ever on stage. It was at Caroline's, and it was my second time ever.
Oh my God.
And my uncle, I didn't know anyone in the audience. I didn't know anyone on there, but my uncle worked in the Bronx, and he decided to like surprise me.
No.
And to this day, I was like that first joke, and I just remember like after seeing him, like, oh my God, Uncle Mark, hey, because it was such a graphic joke. And granted, I've had graphic jokes since, but this one like tops it. And it was like my second time, but it was a guy in college I was hooking up with, and the lights were off, and I was giving him a blowjob, and he like came in like 10 seconds.
Wow.
And I was like. I was like, mazel. I'm feeling so good. Like,
yeah.
I'm like,
I'm a queen.
Wow. Like, all that prat. Like, this is great. Like, what else could I do now? I give a blowjob like this.
Yeah, I didn't just done one finger.
I did this.
Oh, instantly came.
Okay. And then it's so fast. I was so proud of myself. And then but he was still hard, and he still was like, I was like, why are we still like, you can't, like, why, like,
go to sleep,
go to night, night,
suck it in.
I said, hey dude, I was like, Bubby, you came, like, why are you? And he goes, I didn't come.
What?
I was like, what? I don't know. And I was like, what the heck? So I was like, I'm gonna turn the lights real fast. I turned the lights.
Oh no, I'm so scared.
And there was blood I had a nosebleed. There was blood everywhere. And it wasn't like a small one.
God.
It was like both. It was like both.
Stop.
It's so gross. I know, it's so gross. It's so gross. I'm so sorry.
God. No, this is perfect.
It's so gross.
No, it's amazing.
It's so gross.
It's definitely is.
But it was like on the sheets, on him, all over my face. Like it was. He was like, you thought that was me. I was like, you know. It does taste metallic-y. I was like, maybe you ate a lot of red meat.
Yeah, you weren't judging his cum.
No.
You weren't judging.
Truly not. I was like, now that I think about it, you know, like in the moment, you're like, I guess this is it. Like, I do what I got to do. And then I was like,
tastes different.
I was like, you know what? Yeah, this isn't good. So he's like, it's okay. Like, that's like, we were like, whoa. Because I was like, did someone get killed?
You look like Carrie.
Right. Like, I said, look like the Red Wedding from Game of Thrones, like blood just everywhere. And I was like, he's like, are you okay? Are you okay? I was like, yeah. He grabs me a tissue. And we're laughing because I was like, I'm so sorry. This is crazy. And he said to me, he goes, and this part's so sick. And like, he goes, you know what we should do? And I was like, what? And he goes, because we're in college, he's roommates. He had one roommate who loved scary movies. Like he loved, and this was around Halloween time. And he was watching in the living room a scary movie. I knew he was. You could hear it. I was like, oh yeah, he's watching a scary movie. And he was like, you should go out there and just start screaming. I was like, that's messed up.
Did you do it?
Yeah, 100%. I went out there. I was like, and he's like, what happened? He like turned around. What happened? He's like, is that blood? I was like, and it's everywhere, and it's dried. Like it looked good.
Oh my God.
He was so mad after. He's like, are you guys kids? Like that's sick.
That's funny.
Sick. I didn't tell anyone. I was so. I thought that story was so sick. I was like, that's so gross.
No,
we
that's
did that.
amazing.
But in the moment, I was like, how? We can't just not use this.
Yeah, you're already covered in it. Oh, I love that. It was his idea. I love that he was like,
we should scare him. I was like,
I'm not gonna come. Let's just move
yeah.
along.
Yeah. We're done having sex for now.
He's like, we at least have to use the situation. We can't just go to bed after this.
Oh my
God. Be like, you know what?
God.
Let's just like watch a movie and go to bed. It's like, no. It's like we gotta clean now. We gotta It was rough, but that made my night. I was like, yes.
That's so funny. That could be like the most messed up start to a modern rom-com.
Just blood everywhere.
Just blood.
And like, but that was, I remember the first time I did say it on stage, everyone was like, oh my God. Like that's, and I never said the part about the scaring.
Oh, that's so
Matt.
funny.
I never said that part. I said like later on, I think I mentioned it a couple times to the audience. Like, you guys want to hear the second part? But in the beginning of first comedy, I was like, oh, no. No one's going to think that's cool. So I was like, oh, yeah, that was the end of the relationship. Like, something like that.
Yeah.
But I remember Uncle Mark was like, yeah, that was great. You did a great job. I remember being so embarrassed. I was like, are we going to talk about what I said on stage? And he's so supportive. They're all supportive.
Is your family like around that side of the family? Like my family's pretty vulgar, so it would still be uncomfortable, but it would be like in the realm of the family. Is that like
okay? So they're already kind of
it's not like. But was he like prepared at
no,
all?
No. That's like I think it's funny. I grew up with all boys.
Same.
All boys.
I'm the
yes.
only girl.
Only girl.
Yeah.
Yes. I have a brother, and then I have all on both sides, mom and my dad.
Boy
all
cousins.
Boys.
Same.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah.
That's probably why we're like go this way. I adore them all.
Yeah.
I adore them all, but I think I was the most like, as I got older, I was the most like, I would speak about everything. I would talk about everything. I was like, I like periods, everything. I would just like talk about it, and everyone's like, oh, Riley. Riley's a lot. Like I was always like, oh, she's a lot. But I think as I've gotten older and I've like been so open and they've seen my comedy, I feel like they're opening up more.
That's great.
Which is like I love, and I think we're also older now, so I think it's like everyone's just like used to each other.
Yeah.
But when I was younger or in my teens or early 20s, it was not as, definitely more like closed off about things. Now I think we can make more jokes and we're more chill. But like some things are a little like I remember my dad, I was like, I'm thinking about what jokes to do at the show tonight. It's a big show. And my dad would go, I love the balls joke. How about the balls joke? I'm like, Dad. Like so sweet. I love the balls joke. So though I have a very supportive and loving family, but definitely the dirty part.
Yeah.
I think is coming. Is they're chiller with it now.
That's good.
Yeah, but they were never like, don't say that on stage. They just were like, that's Riley talking about bloody noses.
Oh my gosh, I still can't believe that happened.
Yeah.
When the lights are off, though, your senses are all kind of.
Can you imagine? When you said senses, just imagine your ex-boyfriend. Oh, I can't hear anything.
What?
The lights are off, babe. I didn't hear you say that.
I didn't say. What did he say?
Oh my God, freaking.
But yeah,
Crazy.
no, but yeah, that was the most like the first time I ever was like in an embarrassing situation. I was like, yeah, and that was the same dude that I tried having sex with, and I didn't have sex till I was 25.
Okay.
And I've talked about this with, but like it was so painful. I have vaginismus, and I was so painful. So when I tried having sex with this guy in college, that was my first time. I like almost passed out.
Oh my God.
Like it was so painful.
That's what. Do you know Audrey Stewart?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, you have to meet her.
Okay,
You would love
Audrey,
her.
okay.
She was talking about that a few times ago when I had her on. She was like, does sex hurt? And we were dying laughing. But she was like, yeah, it can be like super painful sometimes.
It was so bad. I still don't use tampons. I'm 30 and I'm like, oh, I gotta breathe through a tampon.
Oh God.
I'm in the bathroom like with a tampon.
So would you want to date a guy with like a small penis?
You know what? I realized with vaginismus that like a small penis would be nice.
Yeah.
I feel like it probably is easier in the long run.
Yeah.
In the beginning. But honestly, like working through a
I'm just saying, there's a lot of guys with small penises out there that need love.
And I adore them. Like, and how come I always find the ones with like not the small penis? Like, I'm always like, oh damn,
You just attract the biggest dicks.
oh meow,
His dick is too big.
too big. The guy's like, you okay? I'm like, it's just your big dick.
Oh, well, I really wish you had a small dick.
Like, oh man. And the first time I went to a gynecologist and I told her in college about my issue, she was like, you should find dudes with smaller dicks. I'm like,
Your doctor said that?
mm-hmm. And I went
So
to a
I'm
new
a
one.
doctor?
Literally.
Oh my God.
Like,
Whoa.
gynecologist over here.
Hello.
Like, I was like, did they teach you that in school? She's like, have a glass of wine and find a smaller dick. I'm like, and I literally went back to my friends and they're like, what did she say? I'm like, literally what you guys told me. Like,
That's
literally
crazy.
And I'm like, what do I do? Like, go around. I'm like, pull down your pants. Let me see. Like, but before a date, pull them down. But after I left college, I sucked a lot of dicks at college because I was like, it's too much.
Yeah.
You
But
had to
then-
see them all first.
I'm sure
You had
there
to know. Be like, not for me.
Yeah, no, thank you.
No, thank you.
I would try and I was like, you know what? It's not happening today.
I don't think there were probably any complaints. I think every guy was like, that was cool.
Okay, well, yeah, right. It's like
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
But after college, I moved to New York. I was like, oh, I gotta have the sex.
Yeah.
I gotta like. At this point, it was like I was like 23. I was like, So I went back to a new gynecologist.
I need a second opinion on this
I
sex
was like,
thing.
so I hear, and that's when she found out. She's like, oh, your pelvic wall, vaginismus, and she said you can go to a physical therapist
Oh, what?
for your vagina. I was like,
That's crazy.
I remember I went back in the. I went by myself to the appointment. I went back in the car. My mom picked me up with my grandma. We were going down to the shore, and we're in the car, and I'm Googling physical therapy for vagina. And my grandma and my bubby, I loved her. She was like, what happened? Are you okay? And she was like, because she was like the most like flirty, fun woman that like. She probably was like, what is this? What's happening with her? And I told her, and I was so embarrassed. Like, it was so weird. That, for some reason, this made me embarrassed. Not being able to have sex and not being able to use tampons. I was so open about everything.
Yeah.
But that made me like, it felt me like I like less woman. Like, I just felt like, oh, I can't do this. And I felt like it was just embarrassing. And my mom was like, it's okay. She's like, you should be having healthy sex. Like, whatever you need to do, we're there for you. So I went to therapy because I was like, you kind of have to wrap your mind around it. Then I went to a physical therapist, and she was the best.
That's so cool.
Yeah, Dr. Riva. She was a little Jewish girl. She was so cute in Washington Heights. I loved her. And after I was like almost a year of it, I was able to have sex.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you still do like like what you learned? Like
That's the thing.
No.
I'm so bad.
I know.
I'm so bad at homework.
Yeah.
And therapy, when they're like, I'm going to give you homework, I'm like, oh. No, I hate homework. And physical therapy, she's like, okay, you have homework. I hate when therapists or anyone's like, I'm gonna give you homework. Right? No, I'm 30. I don't want homework.
Yeah,
like,
we've been
that's
through
trauma.
that.
I don't want homework.
Trauma.
But she's like, get dilators, and you can like,
it'll just
like you practice opening up, like you relax it, desensitize it, and you start with like little dilators, and you get to like big, like the Russian doll.
Oh
set.
yeah,
like you get like bigger. And I ordered them, but she'd be like, "Are you practicing?" And I'm like, you know, like when a doctor gives you a shot, you're like, "Oh, this is gonna hurt," but like when you have to give yourself a shot,
that's terrifying.
You're like nervous. That's how it kind of felt. I was like, I know it's about to be painful, and I'm nervous. So when someone else does it, it's not as scary.
You just go like that.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. But she did I would go every Tuesday at 4 p.m. She would do her little like beep 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 and desensitize it and relax my hips and like I was so tight and she just relaxed and it was so nice.
So you were all prepped.
All prep, yeah. But it takes work. Like people with it, like you have to like keep relaxing, keep doing your homework, and I just hate it. So when I'm with a guy, I'm like, I have to breathe. Let me breathe. She's like, you have to learn to breathe, relax your body. So I'm like,
he's like, are you gonna take
good?
your shirt off? I'm supposed to use the Kegel balls because I pee my pants all the time.
Oh no, yes.
And
do you use it?
No. No. Yeah, after a long day, you want I want to go home with some balls
Let me practice
in me.
this Kegel ball. That's the thing. We're so tired, and I'm like,
No.
I don't want to use these.
No.
And I get it. I know it will help.
Yeah, same, but no.
When did you start using it?
Kind of got them like 7 years ago.
Oh wow.
And then I tried it a couple of times, and then I was just like, this is really not fun.
Yeah.
Lubing up some balls and flexing your pussy.
Yes,
No.
No, it's awful.
It was so
Right.
It really takes the like put your pussy in a very like this is supposed to be hot or gross, and this is just like this weird middle.
It's really like, cause it's like clinical. Like it turns
clinical.
right. Like it smells like a doctor's office.
Yeah, clinical is the perfect word.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm not enjoying this.
No, that makes sense.
So
that and I always get nervous that like for years and years, and maybe this is why too, like even not having a real relationship, whatever, till older, just because like I was finding my voice in like sex too.
Yeah.
Because for so long I was like, oh, it's fine. Yeah, no, I'll give a blowjob. Like, and I wasn't thinking of me and thinking of what I need. And like now I'm able to tell guys like, hey, like I need to like relax. Like this is what's happening. And then they hear tight. They hear tight and they're like, yeah, tight. It's like no, clinically tight. Like you're gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Like it's not hot.
Like you know when you drive into a parking spot and you hit that thing, and you're like, oh shit, I went too far.
But it's like you can't even get into the parking spot. Like my issue is like you see the parking spot, you try to get in, and someone's like, someone cuts you off, and you're like, what the fuck? That's literally what's happening. And like I don't, and like for so long, like, and I'm so grateful that I've like been with dudes that are so like respectful about it, that are like, oh, okay, you know, like they're like, yeah, no, do your thing. And it's like, but I always was like, that's not sexy. That's not like cute.
Yeah, I mean, we're so in our heads about everything already as a woman. So.
Yeah, and again, it's like very like you have to be like not like, confident, but like what I'm saying is not like, oh yeah, you know what, no, go ahead, it's okay. Like no, like this is what I need. This is, you know, what's going on. So I think no, because now at my age, I'm like, I don't even mess around with it. I'm just like, no, this is what's happening. Like it will be pain. Like I need to do this, or it's painful for me. And this is, you know, and they'll be, and as soon as like people hear pain too, nobody wants to deal with pain. Like they're, okay, no,
they're
sex
scared.
should not be right. Like people are like, I don't want anything painful, as if I don't want them causing pain on that. Like you don't want anyone feeling pain.
Yeah,
especially with sex, no pain. So like they hear pain. Oh yeah, no, of course not. So I'm like grateful for that, because that's just like, you know.
So if you do all the things correctly, though. Have you had sex that has been not painful?
Yes. And that's why I love, and I said this yesterday, I love like recycling. Like
recycling what, to be clear?
Men. I love like the same dude. Like I've hooked up with the same guys for years.
Because they know.
Years. Just as like memory foam down there. It's like, that's the thing. My vagina like sees the day. It's like, oh, we know this one. And it's like, it relaxes. And my body relaxes so much easier when I know somebody and I'm comfortable, and like she relaxes. She's like I don't have to like, granted, like, it's still the breathing, it's still the whole thing, but it's much easier when I'm with somebody. So like if I'm hooking up consistently with somebody, sex is so much easier, and like it eventually becomes not painless, and it's like, oh, that's why I'm like, oh, boyfriend would be so nice.
Yeah. Well, all you got to tell them is like, at first,
this is it. Yeah,
my pussy's very particular until it gets to know you. A very picky pussy.
You go in an interview with it.
Yeah.
Be nice. Bring cookies.
Yeah. Are you patient?
Right. He does a checklist.
Yeah.
But yeah, seriously. And then after a while, it just like, it relaxes.
Yeah.
And that's why I really like love having like with the same dude, because like just I can relax with it easier.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I don't blame you. I feel like if I was going through that, especially as a teenager, the last thing I would want to do is date anybody.
Right, because I didn't even know either. I'm like, if I can't put a tampon up here.
Yeah, I mean,
I was like, oh no. Oh shoot.
You date a girl at a show, or at first you're like, yes, and then you're like, no. He's like, I've never had that response before.
I was like, oh man. She's like, are you disappointed? I'm like, kind of.
Very.
Actually, yeah. No, I haven't had sex in so long, and I'm like, I think as part of me is like, I'm so tired, and I just haven't wanted to deal with like finding someone new. I don't know if it's like just like work and life, but I think that's part of it too, of finding someone new and getting to know somebody. And I think I was just like, this last year, I've just been like very, very tired. Like, I'm sleepy. I want to go home and take a nap. I don't want to get to know somebody.
I texted her. I was like, I'm dressing comfy. Please dress comfy. I was like, I'm way too tired to wear jeans or anything.
I'm never comfy. Always comfy. I wear sweats on a date.
That's amazing.
And he's like, are those sweats? I was like, why would you ask? Like, you know this is sweats. Don't say it like that. These are nice sweats.
Yeah, there's a difference.
These are expensive sweats. And I put on makeup, and this makeup is expensive. Like, I'm trying to like, this wig's expensive. This makeup is expensive.
Trust me, I put in my time.
Right. I was like, if I want to wear sweats.
Yeah. No, you wear sweats, and you find a guy that likes that you're wearing sweats.
Yes. Oh my God.
That's it.
Oh, I love that. Find a guy that like. Oh. I'm gonna have a checklist. I'm like, you like sweats?
Yeah, I think it'll all work out in the 30s. Is like dating before your 30s. All it is just regrets. So
not the regrets.
No, I'm kidding.
I love that you're with a comedian.
Yeah, I've never dated a comedian before.
I love it.
It's nice. We actually go on the road together.
Really?
Yeah, I feature for him.
Oh, how fun.
So he started headlining like right when we first started dating. I think before the quarantine he started, and then with the quarantine, and then we started dating. So then I just got to be his feature, and it's like we get to just it's
great.
so fun.
You get to do like the best thing ever, and then you also are like,
yeah, you're not alone.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah, and you can share a hotel room.
Right.
We asked for separate beds, of course, but
why was I like, good idea?
Yes.
Actually, like, you can get a better sleep.
Professional.
Yeah, right.
We actually have a few times when the room has two beds. One time he did it, and I was pissed, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And I slept so good. And now sometimes when we get two beds, we're like, should we take advantage of this?
Sometimes I'm like, bed for food.
Yeah.
But like, that sounds very nice. I was like, that sounds nice.
Yeah.
To have your own little, how fun.
Yeah.
See, I love that. I love it.
nice.
That's why I love comedians. I'm
Yeah.
like, when they get it too. Because I've gone out with the guys, and I've been like, oh, I have to run to a show tonight. Like, I'll see you later. And he's like, do you have to do the show?
Right.
And I'm like, what do you mean, do you have to do the show? I'm like, do you have to see your client?
Yeah, exactly.
What does that mean? And as soon as I see that, I'm like, it's already like, but like it starts hiding. It's like, nope, don't talk to that guy. He doesn't want you to follow your dreams.
Yeah, no. The last thing you need is like to have someone that you really have a crush on, and that you like are tempted to cancel your gig or that. Like,
see, that's why I'm so scared because
Yeah.
if I like a dude in the beginning of like a hookup or whatever, and we're just getting to know each other, I'll put my phone down and I won't look at it all day because I'm just like having fun and talking, and like I get so into it, and I'm like so scared that if I start liking someone, and granted, I've seen my girlfriends go through this, and I get it and I respect it. I'm like, when they get a new boyfriend or they get a new girlfriend, whatever, they have their like, all of a sudden they're off the grid for a little bit, and I get it. Because, like, you're so in love.
yeah, you go through that
But I'm
stage.
so scared I won't get out of it. Because I'll be so, like, ooh.
Yeah.
And I'm just, like, I'm a little nervous. And my mom's like, well, maybe you should go see what happens when you do it. Because I'm over here, like, not even doing it. Like, go try.
Just
Maybe
see if that really
maybe it won't
happens.
happen.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'll put my phone down and I won't talk to anybody all day. And I'm like, oh. But it's also so lovely.
Yeah, it's nice. But I think also that is another good reason of being in your 30s and dating, because your brain is developed enough to know, like, you know what, I probably should go to this gig.
Right.
When
Or like
you-
I do want alone time. Like, I love alone time. You love alone time?
Nothing more than alone time.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
It's my favorite. And people are always like, no, you don't, Riley. You love being around people. But I love being around people. But when I need a recharge, I need to be like alone.
Yep.
Like watching my show.
Food.
Ooh.
Oh, if you give me,
Oh.
this is a sad, embarrassing one,
No,
but
no.
it's Chipotle.
I'm gonna say Chipotle, but I was like, Riley, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, Chipotle,
Chipotle?
the couch in a rom-com.
Oh.
And I'm like, I don't think I could be happier than this. I'm like, this is pure joy.
It's so good. Was it last week? Last week a gig was canceled.
Oh yeah.
And I was already out. I had a meeting and I was like already downtown and I was like, oh, do I stay out? Like my makeup's done, my hair is done, right? So I'm like, do I stay out? And I look across the season, there was a Chipotle and it was like 4 p.m. And I was like, oh my God, if I get this Chipotle and I go back home, it'll be like 5 p.m. I'm home with my Chipotle. I could just like chill all night. Like it's not like we're getting home at like after a gig at like 10:30, and then I'm like, okay, be in bed, go to sleep by 5.
Yeah, you
I have
have
all
to
night,
stay awake for what you're watching
right?
too.
And I can eat my Chipotle like slowly.
Yep.
Like no leftovers. I mean, the whole
Never
thing.
have leftovers.
I never have leftovers.
Oh, and I'm like, oh.
People who are like, oh yeah, I saved the rest like for tomorrow. Saved?
Yeah, I've never
What do you
once
mean
saved. I get halfway through and I go, I'm full, and then I go, let's go.
Let's go. Keep going. I put it back in the microwave. I heat it up. I get some tortillas. I put it on it, and I roll.
Oh, I have a. Do you have like a whole? I have like a. I eat my Chipotle very OCD.
Okay.
I do a bowl.
Okay.
Extra cheese. Mm-hmm. And all the things, and then extra cheese, and then I get a side of sour cream and a side of Chipotle Tabasco, and then I dip the chip. And this is why I need to be alone. And I dip the chip in the sour cream and then the Tabasco, and then the bottom of the perfect bite. Then I put the cheese on top, and then I take a fork and I put a little bit more sour cream, a little bit more Tabasco, and on top. And I do it for every bite. And every bite, I go, oh fuck yeah!
Each bite takes 30 seconds to 2 minutes to make.
And it's so enjoyable. It's so.
Do you not mix the bowl?
No, because the cheese.
Never. Why would you do that? Blasphemy. Why would you mix the Chipotle bowl?
I push the cheese, and I think for like the little area, I'll do a little mix.
Okay.
Then, for the
you have
bite.
like stations.
Yeah. And I get the huge cutting board, and I put it on my lap on the couch, so I don't have to move, so everything is right on my lap.
Oh, it's so nice.
Oh.
Do you get meat in it?
Yeah, I do most of the time steak.
Mm-hmm. Steak.
Yeah.
I've been doing double steak.
Oh yeah, I've done chicken double with chicken and steak
Yeah.
before.
I never know. Okay, question. This sounds so silly. How do you say that? How do you say I want double chicken and do you say double chicken and steak?
You could just say I want steak, add chicken, so double meat. Be very clear.
Like I'm always like I'm gonna mess this up, and they're not gonna put enough. Like they're gonna think, oh, she just wants steak and chicken.
Yeah,
and I'm like, no, double it.
Double. The other day I forgot to get my fajitas, and I'm eating them, and I'm like, Mandy. I was so upset with myself, but I was thinking because Matt wanted, and then I messed up my order, and then I
Does he get a crazy order?
No,
or his is easy.
Very easy.
It's all yeah,
and he just lets me be. But it is more enjoyable when I'm alone.
Yes,
it's but more of a personal thing. But that day was different. That was just a regular Chipotle day. I also have taken months away from Chipotle because I'm like I have an addiction.
No, I have to take my time away.
Yeah,
or I get or I eat too much of it and I get sick of it. I have like fixation meals.
Yeah,
where I'll eat the same thing over and over again. My current one and my roommate hates this. He'll message me. He's like, Riley, open the windows, please. It was on TikTok. Let me tell you, if something looks good on TikTok, I will make it. Like I'm the most gullible. Like if I see a new recipe, I will make it. I love it. Did you see the onion boil?
No.
Okay, so there's an onion boil, and you put an onion like an air fryer in an oven with like tin foil, and you put like butter. You put a bunch of seasonings, Old Bay, paprika, like salt, pepper, like garlic, and anything you want, and you put it in the oven. Is this the onion boil? Oh yeah, look at that!
Oh.
And you make a little hole.
Oh my god!
Oh, seasoned butter.
What does it taste like?
Oh, heaven!
I love French onion soup. Is it anything?
a little bit like that. It's sweet because the onion's cooking. You know, it's like caramelized. Look how that looks so good.
What? I love onions.
It's so. I cook for an hour. It feels like a lot. I cooked mine for like 30 minutes at like 400.
Okay. Well, the air fryer is usually quicker.
The air fryer is quicker. The air fryer I was having trouble with, so I put it in the oven. And the onion, but my roommate was literally like, Riley, what are you doing in there? It's just like, why does it smell like? Look
oh
at
my
that.
God, that looks really good.
It's so
an
good.
onion boil.
And it's just an onion. And like
What?
I don't use the whole butter because I'll like that's a lot. Like for me, like I know I won't feel good, so I'll just put like a little bit and right in the middle of the like you make a hole.
Oh,
Yep.
I'm gonna make this.
Garlic powder.
Or, I mean, Matt's gonna make this.
Old
Matt's the cook
Bay.
of the house.
It's so
but
good.
He'll love this.
As like a side dish.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
Currently-
excited to
that's
try
currently
something new.
That's currently my fixation.
Oh, I get
as of
very
today.
fixated on things.
Yep. As of today, that's it.
Okay. I will
And
check
steak.
that out.
That and steak.
I will let you know how it goes.
Do you cook?
You
cook.
We meal prep every week and like try
you guys
to like
meal prep every week.
yeah, because we're so busy. It makes life easier.
I'm like, is this LA? Because I'm like, in New York, I've not heard one meal prep from a comedian.
It sounds like a very
like two
LA
comedians
thing.
I know that will meal prep and will eat healthy. Everyone else is like, yeah, I just grabbed a 99-cent pizza.
We try to meal prep.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It makes it easier that he's like pretty much like he's not a chef, but he's very good in the kitchen. So it
good.
forces me to, which is nice.
I know. I'm like nervous that I'm gonna meet a man that like has salad for dinner. I'm like,
No
no.
guy you want to date is having salad for dinner. I wouldn't date a guy that had salad for dinner.
I'm like, oh man, like
No, boo, that guy. Another Tim.
Another Tim. Tim eats salad and doesn't text you after before 12.
Mm-hmm. And he. What else?
What else
What
does
else did
Tim do?
Tim have? He's unattractive, but thinks he's attractive.
He's someone that I tell my friends with. I'm like, oh no, not that picture. Don't look. I'm telling you, he's better in person.
Yeah. Tim is better in person.
I mean,
That's
like
so funny.
Oh, not that. No,
Yeah,
not that one.
No. I swear, when you see him.
You know what it is? The last like 2 guys I talked to after matching with them on like a app, a lot of them didn't have social media, or they had like very like the 2 pictures on their Instagram, and I didn't know what to think.
I think that's a good thing.
Right? Everyone says no, that's good because like it's not like very different. Because like I don't like I know how important social media is for us, but like I was like, oh, maybe it's good.
Yeah.
And then I'm also like, but I also want to see what you're doing.
We'll see who he's following.
Right? I'm like,
if you go to his feed, go to the
Oh.
feed. And if it's a bunch of titties, then we know he is on his Instagram. He's just not posting. The feed will call you out.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to look at that. The feed. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Give me such good advice.
Be like, what's on your feed? It's so fun to see like what people are into. I maybe don't say
Is that like
I
the
don't
For
know.
You page?
Yeah.
Mine's onions. Literally, mine's the onions.
Yeah, mine's a bunch of makeup and haircuts.
Makeup and yeah.
And some food. I keep getting these mini animals. It's like a hand. I don't know where this came from, holding like a baby elephant. It's totally AI. And I'm like, this is so random and weird. And I clicked one, and now it's all baby AI animals. And I don't want it. I don't want it.
I hate when I see something and I'm like, is this AI? And then I'll look at the comments, be like,
Yes.
oh, the comments will tell me. The comments don't help.
Oh.
Because some of them are like, this has to be AI. And they're like, don't think everything you watch or whatever. And I'm like, wait, so
Is it
this
AI?
AI?
Is it
I
not
always go to the
AI?
comments. I'm like, oh, they'll tell me.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, you guys are making me more confused.
My comment said, a baby lamb would not ever be that small. And I was like, it is AI. Because I don't know the size of a baby lamb, you know?
Not the baby. It would never be this small. Never. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's funny. I joined when I have celiac disease. So
You got it all.
I was like, when you have one autoimmune, it just like topples on each other. When I got diagnosed with celiac, it was in high school, and my mom was like, you should join a support group. And I was like, what? And it was like when Facebook was having all these support groups randomly. So I typed it on Facebook, like celiac disease support group, and I joined it. And I was on it for a year. I'm probably still on it.
Yeah, I know.
I'm probably
in all
still
these
on
groups
it.
I
All
don't
these
even
groups.
know.
I didn't even do it. Yeah. And I remember one day someone posted a picture, and This is when I was like, oh, the internet is this is rough. There was a picture of this woman's poop.
What?
And she goes, does this look normal to you guys? And I was like, does this look normal to you guys? I'm like, are we doctors in here? I was like,
That's gross.
but I also was like, people were commenting like, you should go to the doctors now.
Like it
or
was
like
a
someone
bad
like
poop?
Like, and then I'm like, how do they know? And
Yeah.
then some of them was like, oh yeah, that doesn't look right. And I'm thinking, what about it? Now I'm looking at the picture being like, does it look like my poop? Like I'm nervous. She goes, does this look good for you? Like, does this look okay? I was like, first of all, how, and there were so many comments and I'm reading all of them and a lot of them like, you should really go to a doctor or like, that looks fine to me. I'm like,
Just all different
all
opinions.
different ones.
I mean, it's nice that people were just like open, like to kindly giving suggestions.
But also like, girl, go to the doctors. Just go
If
to
you're
a doctor.
concerned about your poop, definitely go to a doctor.
Yeah, especially I was like, if you have celiac and like poop, like or an urgent care, somebody like don't go to Facebook, and
Yeah.
and no one's there was not consistent like this isn't good. It
Yeah.
was like, well, mine. I'm like, okay, now we're just talking about each other's shits. Like,
At least use Reddit where you have a fake account name on Facebook.
Yeah,
that's
it's
like,
your
This
name.
is John Jacobs.
right? I click on this lady, I see all her kids in her cover
I was
photo.
gonna say her family
Right.
members.
I was like, now I know what your kids look like. I know what your poop looks like. I don't know this bitch. She lives in Iowa, and I know everything about her.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the groups do really go off. But I
Right.
guess that's why they have them.
Yeah, no, but I love when Facebook came out. I loved it. I loved my MySpace.
I miss MySpace.
I miss MySpace. Oh, do you remember your last song on it?
Oh, yeah. So High by Tal Bachman.
Wow.
She's so high.
And mine was Toxic. Like Britney Spears.
Yes.
I believe it was Toxic.
That's a good one.
It was so funny.
My background is black and white stripes.
Black. Okay, mine was black and pink.
Nice. Oh, yeah. Those were the times.
It was so fun to like.
It was
and
so
also,
fun.
why were we coding? Do you remember when
right?
we to put in like a special thing? I would have to like put in the codes
For the backgrounds and stuff. It
Yeah.
wasn't easy.
That's crazy. That
We're
we were like 13, like, yeah, coding our own background. Now we just like copy and paste.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. I remember my girlfriends and I would take photo shoots and then we put our photos out and like not check for a week and be like, oh my God, I wonder like what's going to be. And now it's just that times a billion. Now it's just so much worse. That was like.
And the 8 friends, you to pick your
yeah.
top friends, that ruined friendships.
I wouldn't even have 8 friends anymore. Really just.
Who would your 8 friends be? You're like, can we do 2?
Yeah, I'm like, it doesn't need to.
Wait, top 2. Yeah, it was like top 8 and like Tom was one of them.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah, was it Tom?
Yeah, Tom. With his weird picture.
With
and
his little
white
picture
shirt.
there. Yeah. And then on Snapchat, and I've asked this a bunch of times to people and nobody remembers this. Do you have Snapchat?
I have it.
Are you, okay.
But I've never really gotten into Snapchat.
I was like, did you use it in the past at all?
For a little bit. And then I re-downloaded it recently because they have really funny filters.
Yeah, they have cute
Cute
filters.
filters.
Yeah. But it was like in college, I think, where on Snapchat you could see who you send like the most snaps to. Like,
Okay.
and they would have like your top 3 people that you snap the most. And I was like, that has got to be breaking people up.
Yes.
But everyone's like, nobody remember. All my friends were like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you don't remember seeing? I could see who you are sending the most
Yeah.
to.
I don't remember that, but that
It
would
went away
mess things
fast
up.
because I think people were like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Who the hell is that?
Right. Like,
Yeah.
who's Sarah?
Well,
like, yeah.
Instagram had the same thing and they got rid of it. Instagram had where you could see who liked what page.
Oh, you're right.
You could see like blah, blah, blah liked this. Like you could see the actions that they took. And they totally got rid of that one.
And so I want to know who got in trouble. Like, who at Instagram was like, I bet my boyfriend's doing this. Guys,
Yeah.
I have a great idea. They come in one day like, what if we, and they try it. She catches him. She's like, okay, we can take it off now.
yeah. Then they're like, that was a bad idea. Everyone complained. And they're like, oh, yeah. She's like, oh,
Oh, oops.
Yeah. They're just trying to get rid of any way people could get caught now.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. I totally
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Yes, it's pretty much like the same thing.
Same type of thing,
And then
right?
it's
Because
gone.
Snap, I was like, it was on and it was off. I was
Yeah.
like, I you don't have it anymore. I use Snap for like boobies, like
Booby
sending
pics?
pics.
Yeah.
I haven't in a while.
That was why I feel like that's why it was invented.
I know, but kids love Snapchat these days.
But you could take, it went from tits to
now they're just like
kids.
stories and sending each other like text. Like they text on Snapchat. Like I find it crazy because I work at a Hebrew school 3 days a week and they snap all the time.
So that's like I heard Snapchat is big still.
It's back.
But I didn't know.
It's like bigger than Instagram. It's bigger than that's what I'm seeing from these 6th graders.
But I could see for kids.
From these 6th graders is what they're doing.
That's way more fun for kids to do quick photos and messages than like posing for photos and posting. So that makes sense that Snapchat would be
and
more
the filters
popular.
are fun. Because I was like, I remember the first time like they took like someone was on their phone on Snapchat. I was like, hey, everyone put their phones away. Is that Snapchat? Like I was like, is that Snapchat?
Should I re-download that?
And the kid's like, yeah. I'm like, do you all have Snapchat? They all went, yeah. I'm like,
what are you using it
what are you guys
for?
doing? Yeah, I got nervous. I was like, what are you guys doing for? They're like talking to our friends. I'm like, okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Because I got scared. I hear Snapchat and I just think like
Same.
in college, whatever.
Yeah.
But these kids just talk on it.
Okay.
I was like, okay.
Different.
Go have fun.
They pivoted.
On Snapchat.
Snapchat
Right.
pivoted hard.
Like good for Snapchat. Little redo.
Because back then, if you were dating someone and they had a Snapchat, you'd be like, why do you have a Snapchat?
Right.
Like
who are you sending?
Yeah, who
stuff
are you sending shit to?
But now, and my friend Kyle Pennant has you can like have channels.
I know nothing about
on Snapchat.
Yeah,
and
anything.
he puts the channels on all the time, and he loves it. He does a great job at it. But I'm like, Snapchat, really?
Yeah, I heard comedians. A few of them were like, get on Snapchat. You can make good money on Snapchat. I'm like, oh, another one. But God, help me.
I know. You're like,
God,
oh
no.
no,
I felt like this one was
another
gone.
platform.
I'm like, please, just don't bring any back. Just stop.
Except I liked Vine.
I never got into Vine.
I thought Vine was fun.
I was late to the game, and then I was bitter that I was late to the game.
Yeah, I don't think I ever downloaded Vine, but I enjoyed Vine.
Like watching them?
Yeah, I thought they were like, because it was
3
Was it
seconds.
quick videos?
Yeah,
Yeah.
3 seconds.
8
seconds. 8 seconds.
That's short. I'm like, that's a lot. Yeah. Because now you can have like 10-minute like TikTok videos.
Now average video is like, I think 30 seconds.
Yeah. Which is,
I mean, that's 8, 12, 8, 16, 24.
killing it.
Plus
I would have never.
6.
See, like, can you? Because like I have a short attention span, but I can still go to the movie theaters and like watch a 4-hour movie. I love
all
movies.
distractions are gone. I
Yeah,
guess
I
if it's
could
a
do
good
it.
movie too.
Yeah.
Did you see? Okay, wait. We have to move over to the Patreon. This time flew by.
Oh,
I'm
no.
loving talking to
Oh.
you. We didn't get to some segment. We could do the rest in the Patreon really quick.
Okay.
So if you want to hear more from us, there's so much more to talk about. Go over to the Patreon. We need your support. Thank you so much. What would you like to plug?
Oh, plugging. Okay. Oh, you can at Riley Lassin, Instagram, all of that fun stuff.
Snapchat.
Comedian Riley. I had to delete it coming here because I had no storage.
Oh, I hate that.
I was like, what app should I delete? I was like, oh, I guess Snapchat's going.
She'll be back.
I'm always back. Snapchat always makes a comeback. I'm always like, I'm back on it.
I know. I just see someone use a filter and I'm like, why can't I find it? And then it's always on Snapchat, like the crying face or like one of those. And like,
because I always feel so. My mom's like, stop with the filters.
oh, my boyfriend gets so mad at me with the filters. I don't care that it doesn't look like me.
I know it
I
doesn't.
like how I look when it doesn't look like me. What don't you get?
And I'd be like, no, but like, I know I do love a filter.
Oh, why can't I feel confident while taking a selfie?
But I'm like, sometimes though, when I do take like a boob shot, I'm like, why do I need a filter? Like,
Your
and then
nipples
it's
are
like,
just a different color.
like I'm like
You're
this, like I'm
it's full
swiping the
nude.
filters. I'm like, why am I like actually putting in work finding a filter for my boobs?
That's so funny.
Like,
It's just, I think we've just ingrained it in ourselves that we feel more confident if a filter
filters on it, right?
Even if it's not doing anything. When you move your head and the filter doesn't work, I'm like, why are you doing this to me? I'm like,
and the whole thing just goes on the other side, and you're like, oh no.
Or you take a drink and your lip
Goes
lips,
on the cup.
on the cup. Yeah. I'm like, no. They're gonna know. And then
They didn't know before,
They had no
but
clue.
they'll know now.
I God damn it.
Thought the sparkly eyes were real this whole time.
Yeah.
I had sparkly freckles since I was a baby. Just on me.
I know. Okay, please go to the Patreon. See you there. Bye.